Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, and welcome back to hopefully the last video on Project Jacqui. Project Jacqui is almost complete. You saw me put the stereo in the last video. Today we're going to do a little bit of the bits and pieces of painting and what have you, final bits of cleaning, touching up here and there, and then hopefully it should be done and ready to go. So let's get on with it, let's do it. Before we start, I just wanted to make a little comment on something that somebody said on Instagram. No one has mentioned this on YouTube, so I don't know whether the person on Instagram even follows me on YouTube or not, I don't know. But someone piped up and said, you should have paid the poor man who lost his wife more money for the car. You should give him another £500. I don't quite know what to say about that. He wanted 750, I gave him 1,000. Yeah, that's cheap. And what I'd started to say on a previous video, which I sort of digressed and I never went back to what I was saying, was this was suggested by one person on YouTube, and I had already thought about it myself and had already sort of decided that I was going to do that. When this is sold, I'm going to contact the man and ask him, I don't know how his wife died and it's none of my business, but I'm going to say to him, I'm going to make a donation to a charity of your choice. That's what I'm going to do. So whoever that was on Instagram, if you're watching this, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say because this is a family show. Oh right, yeah, everyone's got an opinion. It's like arseholes, everyone's got one. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get back onto the car. Last knockings, let's finish it off. So, that's got that off my chest. Today we are going to polish that up. It looks alright from here. If we go from the side, you can see where the, not overspray, but you know, where the paint has gone onto the, you know, yeah, overspray, whatever you want to call it. What else? Yeah, we've got to polish that up, cut and polish it. That'll be done. I haven't, well, my wife is working upstairs in the bedroom where our computer setup is, and so I can't access my computer, and I don't get emails on my phone. I don't like getting emails on my phone, so I have to use my computer to get me emails. So I don't know whether Connects 2 have come back to me or not yet. I checked last night, they hadn't come back to me as of last night. Bloody planes. So I don't know. I did have a think about this and I thought to myself, I wonder if it's anything to do with if you change the settings, like the program. I'm not sure if it is or not, but that would be the permanent live. Well, I'm not even going to discuss it anymore because it's I'm just clutching at straws as to what the reason is. But yeah, we've talked about it already, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape those wires up underneath. You've got the bar under here. Excuse me, you've got the bar, the round bar there. I'm going to tape them to that out of the way, so should they ever be needed, I need to connect them somewhere else, I can do that. But for the, yeah, and then I can put the tray back in them. I think I showed you that I run the microphone yesterday, so this is pretty much after I've done that front. I think we're done. All I need to do is get it snow foamed, and I'm going to use my nice new pink snow foam. Get it snow foamed, get it cleaned. I'm not going to do the wheels anymore, as I mentioned earlier. The fella subscriber who's possibly buying the car, he's going to get the wheels refurbed. So sorry if I'm repeating myself again, I know I am, but yeah, so they won't be cleaned. I'll clean the tyres, obviously black the tyres up as normal, and the car will be nice and sparkling. I hoovered it yesterday, put some new mats in. I'm just going to go over the plastics once more, get an air freshener in there, and we're done. We are then done. Engine's clean. Obviously I'll go over it once it's clean just to make sure there's no little bits of painting that need to be touched up. I don't think there are, but I will go over it and have a look, and if there are, I'll touch them up. So that's it. Let's get on and do this cut and polish. go, that's all polished up now, cut back and polished. You can still see it, just about see it, but it's so much better than it was before. I think depending on what angle you go, it depends on whether you can see it more or less, but yeah, no, it looks all right, it looks good, it's okay. Yeah, I'm pleased with it. So it was quite a bad split, really. But yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's never going to be perfect, that type of, well, not for an amateur like me anyway, obviously a professional. I mean, normally with those types of, say injury then, those types of damage, you'd normally hot staple it from the front, which I have done before, and made a good job of it. And on one of the Red Sports, the bumper sort of down there was completely split all the way down, and I repaired that and it looked really good. You literally couldn't see the joint. That's not quite so good, but it's not bad. It doesn't help that it's on that sort of shaped bit of bumper. But yeah, no, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. To be honest, if you didn't know it was there, when I look at the bumper, my eye is drawn to it because I know it's there, and I know there's an imperfection there. But generally, you look at the bumper. If you didn't know it was there, I really don't think you would even notice it. So that's good. So I'm just going to put the next thing I'm going to do is just going to put the tray back in. Tape those wires up, put the tray back in, and then we're going to give it a wash. All lovely and clean now, lovely and sparkly looking really nice now. So you saw me on time lapse giving it a good snow foam. I didn't use the pink snow foam because I still had some of the old one left, so I thought I might as well use that one up. It wasn't as thick as I would have liked it to have been, but it was just what was left over from the last clean, so I used that instead. But and then I went over it with the old Maguire's hydrophobic cleaner, and then I'm going to give it one of those built hamber things as well. But I'm going to do that once I've gone round it and just got rid of any tar and touched up any little paint bits that need doing. So I don't actually think there's any little paint bits that need one thing I did notice when I was cleaning it, which I hadn't spotted before, is down here. We've got some scratches down here. So I'm going to have a look, see if I can do that with the G3 or sorry, am I even pointing at it? The G3 or the G10. I've got a couple of little bits to touch up just there. If not, I will cut and polish that bit. But that's pretty much it, really, for marks. There's some streaks there. I've just driven it. Actually, I've just gone and taken a parcel to the parcel locker, and I think just the air going under the bonnet has a few streaks of dirt that have come out. I just need to clean those off. And then one thing I did notice is, which I thought earlier when I put the radio in, is the radio reception is abysmal. So I think I did mention it before, I think I've got the aerial that I bought for the blue car, which I never put on. I'm going to swap it out and hopefully that will do the job. But yeah, it's abysmal, the radio reception. So hopefully it's not that end, it's that end. I think it was abysmal when I had the old one in there, so yeah, should be that. And one other thing I noticed, which I did notice when I first got this, well, I've got to clean those bits, the door shuts as well, I haven't done that yet. The other bit I noticed was the little bolt needs doing up in there, so I'm going to get this top bit off and do that as well. We need to do this gear knob. Now I don't know if this has been off before, but get a tool in there. Sometimes I've used screwdrivers in here, which is not the best idea because it's easy to damage it, but you can't always do it with a tool like this, because in which I can't, in this case I don't think, you can't get it up under there enough, because these damn things are glued on as well, so sometimes you need a bit of extra. So I'm going to have to get a screwdriver. Once you can get under it properly, you can sort of get your fingers under it, get a screwdriver under it, and do it gently so you don't break it. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you do it with a screwdriver, although sometimes I feel that you haven't got any choice really. So you need to try using a blunter one. Get that underneath. Once you can get it underneath, you can normally, this one seems stuck fast. You can hear it giving, but you don't want to damage it. This one is really stuck fast. You can sort of hear it giving way. There we go. Whew. That takes some doing, that does. The grey bit is the bit that's meant to be on top of there, and the bolt goes onto the top of there. So somehow when I prized that off, I should have prized just the black bit off, and I've prized the entire grey bit off. So the black bit needs to come out from the silver bit, from the oh, you know what I mean. So let me get the other screwdriver again, wherever that's gone. I've got to get the grey bit off of the black bit. So yeah, so I think the screwdriver went in there. I wondered why there was no glue. There we go. So the glue's on that bit. So what I've got to do, that's why, because that, let me undo that bolt again. So you have to get the bolt underneath and feed it in for the grey bit. I may even have to take the bolt out completely. Yeah, that's my bad. So if I take that out, put the grey bit back on. I haven't taken one of these off for some time, I didn't realise. Is that the right way around now? I think so. Let me just put that over the top. I just want to make sure I'm putting it on the right way. So yeah, that goes on that way. Oh, what the hell is going on here? Okay, let's try that now. I think that's right. Let's do that up. My bad. Right, that should hopefully now just fit over the top of there, which it does, but of course I've got to glue it, and then we'll put some tape around it to keep it in position. Right. Silly me. Okay, right, that's that done, so I just need to get some glue mixed up, otherwise it will just do that, of course. It's stuck on with Tiger Seal. I'm not going to use Tiger Seal. I'm just going to use the 2-part pound shop glue, which is what I normally use, and you literally just whack a few bits around the side. Okay, let's do that now. I may need to put a bit of tape over it just to hold it while it goes off. So we've got our 2-part glue. We put it on the top. I want to put too much that it oozes out. Should be enough. be careful with this stuff. A little bit of the side, see it's running down already. It's quite thin, this stuff, whereas of course Tiger Seal is quite thick. So yeah, look, it's running down. I don't want it to run down. I suppose once I put it on, it will be alright. Shouldn't run then. Right, let's get rid of that out of the way quickly. Get this on. Oh, it has oozed out, so I need to rub that off. There we go. That's all right. You can clean this off once it's gone off, but it gets a bit crusty, so it's better to do it beforehand. There you go. I'm going to put a bit of tape over it, I think, just to hold it on till the glue goes off. Tiger Seal would be better, I have to say, because it's a lot more viscous, if that's the right word. Yeah, I'm going to get a bit of tape, so it won't run down. But yeah, it's not loose anymore. Yeah, so once I've done the aerial, we'll be going at R5 this evening. As you know, we're going to go and get the aircon refilled, or not refilled, topped up, I should say. And then once we've done that, we'll know whether the aerial is working okay or not. And I'll say hopefully it is the aerial base. So I'm going to change that now. I'll set you up on time lapse to do that. You've seen me do it before. If you want to see how it's done, I'll put a link to the video above, and I'll also put a link to it at the end of the video as well. And I just remembered, I noticed that there's this, I don't know what that is, there's a yellow, something yellow on there. I don't know what it is. I need to try and get that off. So yeah, those scratches I got off with a G10, they came off a treat. No scratches there now, which is good. So it's, yeah, just need to get that little mark off there. So I'll go around it, I'll try and get it as perfect as I can bodywork wise, to the best of my abilities. You know, sometimes when you see these cars, when they come back, for, you know, someone comes back a year later and they, can you do this, can you do that? Or I've been to do bits on cars, you know, little bits and pieces, nothing spectacular, because, you know, I don't offer people to service cars for people, but if I ever go back and do bits and pieces, I quite often see they're in such a state where people haven't looked after them. But I always try and get them, present them as, you know, as best I can, as clean as I can, which obviously helps to sell them. Whether people decide to look after them once they've got them is up to them, of course. But yeah, let's get all these little bits and pieces done, then we'll set you up on time lapse and get the aerial done. Can't do the aerial because it's the old style one, which is really annoying. The one that I've got, the one that I bought is the new style one, which is the white square block. So I'm going to have to order one. So it's delaying me getting the car finished now, which is really annoying. Never mind, these things happen. Yeah, that's really annoying. Okay, well, I'm stuck then, I can't do any more. I'll have to delay the car actually being finished. It'll take 2 or 3 days, I suppose, before I can actually get a new one delivered. Oh well, such is life. What else is there to do? I don't think there is anything else, is there, apart from the aircon tonight? That's all that's left to do. So yeah, I'll have to just leave that as it is for the time being. I won't put all the trim back on, there's no point, as it'll all have to come off again. Yeah, I'll just stick the aerial back on for now. Never mind, these things happen. A bit annoying, but nothing I can do about it. It's funny, because this is a 2012 car, isn't it? I thought it was earlier than that they changed it. But obviously not. Yeah, I did, I thought it was much earlier than that. I thought it was only sort of 2007 to 2000 or 2008 to 2010 were the ones where they actually changed it. Well, that's the old style one, but so this is a 2012 and this has got the old style one. I'm sure I haven't seen one this new with the old style. Why they changed it, I suppose it's maybe the other one's a better design, possibly, I don't know. But I'll get one ordered anyway. So obviously this video won't be complete now until such time as I get that. Because after the aircon's done tonight, that's it. That's the only thing left to do. Everything else is done. Literally everything else is done. So we need to get that ordered sharpish. So yeah, I'll be back in a few days when that arrives, and we can get on and do it. Bit of a disaster. This is going to be the last video on Project Jacqui, but yesterday we had a bit of a disaster. If you follow me on Instagram, if not, why not, you would have seen I put a post about it. So stay tuned, we'll have a look and I'll tell you what happened. Nightmare. So, as you know, yesterday afternoon, I took it down to get the aircon regassed. Worked like a dream, driving home. Earlier on in the day, I'd gone out, driven about 2 miles, taken a parcel. Take it just for a little short run, took a parcel to a Hermes locker, drove fine, got it home, carried on cleaning it as you saw me do yesterday on the video. Not yesterday, sorry, on the previous video on this car, which was yesterday for me. And then in the evening, R+5, I took it for the aircon regas, as I say, which was done and dusted, all nice and cold. Halfway home, the clutch felt a bit funny. And then all of a sudden, there was hardly any pedal travel in the clutch, and I had trouble getting into gear. Got a little bit further, no clutch whatsoever. I was in 3rd gear and about 1.5 miles from home. Approached the mini roundabout and couldn't get it out of gear. So I turned the engine off, put it into 2nd, turned the engine back on, and luckily the engine caught and I carried on in 2nd gear. Luckily there was a turn just before which takes me around the back streets to get back home again. So I took that over speed bumps and what have you, so it was quite, it was all right driving along in 2nd. Got to the driveway, managed to get to the car in front of the house without hitting the house, because obviously you got no clutch. All you can do is brake and turn the engine off, which is what I managed to do it. And then this morning I managed to get it here by putting it into reverse. I waited till my neighbour went out so I could reverse straight across the front of her house without having to try and turn the key, and it's jolting backwards. Then I managed to roll it down the drive where you see it now. So I think I know what it is. So let me just flip you around, and we'll talk about it a bit more. Right, so what I believe it is, so when I had the wheel off of this before, I did notice that there was a bit of a stain on the top of the chassis leg, the bottom chassis leg, which is directly below the clutch slave cylinder. Now I've got one here, luckily I've got one. But what I have done, so what I think has happened is when you replace either, this is the slave cylinder, and the bit on the end, let me get the bonnet open. Right, this is your master cylinder. So your master cylinder contains your fluid, and then you've got the pipe there. So down there you've got a lever that goes onto the pedal. When you push the pedal, it pushes fluid down that other pipe you can see there, goes all the way behind there, and then it comes out underneath there into that. And then where the master cylinder pipe joins the slave cylinder pipe, is this join. Now people say that if one of these goes in some way and you need to replace one, these joints are really only a one use joint. If you try and join them again, they'll leak, they'll foul, and they always say replace both at the same time. So never just replace the slave, never just replace the master cylinder. Now I found on eBay there's a replacement joint. So rather than trying to use the old joint, there's a replacement one. I've ordered one. It's like 10 quid. So I've ordered it. As far as I know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just the joint. So what I need to do is get the wheel off, get the arch liner out, and then you get access to it then. To actually change that, you need to take the battery and the battery tray out. I can see it down there. I can't focus on it. It's a bit dark, but I did have a look last night. Shone a torch down there, and it is still connected down there. It's not like I thought maybe it had come off, because they can also just come off. So basically, if that is broken and it's losing fluid, so if you imagine the hydraulic, so you're pushing fluid round, which then pushes that piston out, which then activates the clutch, or rather deactivates the clutch. So you can change gear, you take your foot off the clutch, that moves back in, and the clutch re-engages. that's the theory behind it. Quite simple theory, isn't it? But of course, if you've got a break in the fluid, therefore you've got a break in the pressure, then anything north of the break, you're going to have no pressure, no fluid, so therefore it ain't going to work. So I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And I think where the car was parked, I can't show you because I've swapped over cars. I've got the other car around there now. But I think sort of where the wheel is, there was a little bit of a stain. So I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. It's whether, oh, a little feather just landed on me. Oh, get off. What was I saying? Yeah, that was another one. Ooh, scary. Sorry, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so I need to get the wheel off, get the arch liner off, see if there's a stain down there, and hopefully it should verify that that's what the problem is. Hopefully that little thing when it comes will be adequate and I won't need to replace the whole thing. It was a bit of a disaster because this car, apart from the new area which I'm waiting to come, which will probably come tomorrow, apart from that, the car's finished, ready to go. But because of that, it's not. However, if that was going to go, I'd rather it go now while I've still got the car than 2 weeks, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 6 months later. Because, you know, if something goes wrong with the car and it's making a funny noise, or it's, you know, it's I don't know, it goes into limp mode or something like that, at least you can still drive it. Without a clutch going like that, with no clutch, you're knackered, you can't drive it. You know, imagine if someone bought it and they were driving it home and it went. Then what? So I'm really glad it's gone now. If it was going to go, I'm glad it's gone now. It doesn't matter about the expense, whatever it costs, it's got to be done. So yeah, let's just get it done. Let's get the wheel off. I won't be doing it today because I haven't got the part. But what I want to do, and I'm starting work in less than an hour as well. So what I want to do is I'm going to jack it up, get it on a stand, get the wheel off, get the arch liner out, and have a look. And hopefully that'll tell me, confirm what I think. So let me just do all that, get it up in the air, and then we'll come back and we'll have a little look at it together. Actually, you don't need to take the arch liner off. Thought you did, but so you can see there's that curly piece just there, which is that piece, and then here, if you can see it, where I'm shining the light up to, where are you? There, that's that piece, which to me looks very wet, doesn't it? Let me just put that there if I can somehow. See what I mean there? That looks quite gungy there, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know if that's just dirt or whether that's a build-up of brake fluid, clutch fluid. So if I pull that down, that's fixed up there somehow. I'm not sure how that's fixed on there. I think I'm going to have to do it from above. But as you can see, that does look very gungy. So I can't see that it's actually broken. I might be able to see more by putting my camera down there actually. But I think that's going to be the culprit. So I'm going to try pulling it down. I'm not sure how it comes down. I might have to take the battery tray out and that to get to it. I will to do it anyway, I think. I thought you could do it from here, but you might have to do it from above. Not sure. But if it's clipped into the side of the chassis leg, you might be able to just pull it down possibly and do it from here. Don't know, but we'll have a look. Yeah, I can't seem to release it. It's like it's got a 4-pronged clip, but it doesn't seem to want to release. So I think it's probably something I'm going to have to try and do from above. Once the battery tray's out of the way. You know what though, excuse me, thinking about it, belt and braces, what I might do is order they are quite expensive, the master cylinder. I might order a master cylinder as well, just to be on the safe side, because someone did comment on Instagram and said that those joining things are crap, and it lasted, someone he knows, 3 days and it went again. So I don't want to take that chance. If it was my car, I might take that chance, but as I'm going to be selling this car, I don't want to take chances like that. So I think it's probably wise to replace the entire thing, the entire hydraulics, which isn't a big job at all. Due to time constraints, I might and work and what have you. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get it done, so I think I might order one, and then depending on when it comes, I might get the new mobile guy to do it, depending on how he's fixed. That gets it done then, doesn't it, out of the way. I know obviously it is something I can do, but I just think it would be easier just to get him easier and quicker, because say I've got to do that area when it comes, and then the car's finished, ready to go. So I just need to get it done. We'll have a look anyway. We'll get the part ordered, and depending on when that comes, I'll make a decision on what to do. But just wanted to update you. Okay, so a couple of days have passed, couple or 3 days have passed since we had this revelation of this broken clutch hydraulics. Just want to show you a few bits and pieces that I've bought and that have arrived, some from AliExpress, and a little revelation on how we fix this clutch, which is absolutely brilliant if it works, and I think it's going to work because I've seen someone else do it, and it's better than the original, more secure, more solid, easy, quick and cheap. Fantastic. Let me show you the other bits first. So look what I've got here, another genuine complete bumper in the 952 Ligaro or whatever it's called, blue. It's got a couple of little marks on it, a couple of little bits of paint chips here and there. I think it's a popped one. Yeah, it hasn't got the splits. Is that my neighbour? No. A couple of little bits, a couple of little marks here that will need touching in, nothing much. A little bit of paint cracking here and there, so easy repair, little scuff there. That'll easily be painted in, no problem at all. Other side's okay, I think. Yeah, it's pretty good condition actually. It was up for £100. I offered 90 and he accepted it. £25 postage, so £115 posted. What a bargain. Now, as you know, I normally shy away from this colour because the parts are difficult to get. So when I see these and they're at a good price, I'll buy them. As you know, I've got the brand new one. And this is complete. It's got the DRLs. I don't know if you noticed that. It's got the DRLs, got the grills, got the fog light blanks. It's actually got the brushed chrome ones, I think. Yeah, they're the brushed ones, the satin ones, rather than the ordinary chrome, which isn't necessarily an issue. I can always change them if necessary. If it goes on a colour therapy or a pop, I'll just leave them as it is. Doesn't really matter that it's brushed. But yeah, as I say, I normally shy away from this sort of colour, not this sort of colour, this particular colour, just because of issues getting parts. I need to look for more bonnets as well. Yeah, so I'm pleased about that. So that will go into storage in the back of the shed. Hopefully it won't get scratched to blazes along with the other one. Try and get it in there nice securely, and we'll start looking for another car in this colour. Also, came today, the 2 Blue Me units have come back. They've been repaired. So they cost £78 each to repair, plus £15 delivery for the 2. A special delivery. And they came today. They were done on Friday, and I received them today. He did them the same day he got them. It's obviously quite an easy fix. I don't know if it's a software fix or a hardware fix. I think it's a hardware fix, but whether he's taken them, I don't know. I don't care, to be honest. It would be something I would love to be able to do myself if I could learn how to do it, or know how to do it. Apparently, someone commented and said that apparently what he does, there were some there with like £250, something like that. Was it 250 quid? What it is if they fail to repair them using whatever method they use to do this, they have found another method, and presumably means parts, resistors or what have you, but that costs 250 quid or 280 quid, something like that, whatever it was 200 and something. That makes it not viable as far as I'm concerned, because there's no point. You could almost, I'm not sure how much they are new. No, you couldn't buy a new one, but you could certainly buy a second-hand one for less than that, that's for sure. Even though I used to pick these up for 60, 70, 80 quid, even now, less than 200. So you might as well buy a used one rather than have it repaired. Seems a bit pointless to me. But anyway, they're back. One of them I will be keeping as a spare, the one out of this car, because obviously we've got the new stereo in this car, which you've now seen the video for. And the other one will be going back in Project Holly. And then Holly will be all put back together in the back. Obviously we'll test it first. and then we can get on with that and get that car finished as well. I'll just show you the other few bits that I want to show you as well. So I've got these. These have just come from AliExpress today. Ordered them a little while ago, a few weeks ago. So I've got 3 blues, 3 whites and 2 blacks. So basically they are a key shell. You get a little key ring bit, the metal bit. You get a front and a back shell, and you also get the rubber buttons as well. You can see the rubber buttons on there. So they're a good little, good way of making what is often a cracked up old key looking, quite new again. So that's good. Also came last week, complete keys. So these have got a blank blade. They've got the entire mechanism. The entire mechanism. All you have to do is put your chip in there and get the blade. So if you've got a broken key, you can put your chip, open this up, put your own chip in, either swap your blade over or get that blade cut, and then you've got a proper key. So yeah, so they're quite handy to have, so I'll keep those as spares. Moving on, what else we've got in the post that came. We've got the new aerial, so I've got to do that. Once I've got the old one out, I'll show you the difference in the two plugs. But yeah, that was like 11 quid on eBay. I have bought these ones before. I think they're quite cheap. They do the job, they work. I then bought another one of these because the one on Project Holly's gone as well, which is a bit annoying. Yes, I've got to change both of them. It is quite a common thing. But when I put these back, I put some silicone round. The sort of silicone that you put on the water pumps and thermostat. Not on the thermostat, yeah, no, on the water pump. Yeah, I always do that. It just helps keep the water away from it in future. Now, moving on swiftly, what I was saying about this, I mean, I still haven't dropped this thing down yet. I've still got to pull this down. But I found out a much, much better way, more secure than the original, something that is replaceable, should anything be done in the future. And it's really, really easy. Let me show you what it is. So I ordered a master cylinder, which was, I haven't got it yet, shop for parts. It's on back order. So I'm hoping this method is going to work, and I'm pretty sure it will. It's on back order 3 to 5 working days. So it could be available certainly this week, and then they'll send it to me. So I'm hoping I can cancel. But that was like 180 odd pounds. That's with a 10% discount, shop for parts. Because I'm a member of the Fiat forum and a contributor to the Fiat forum, you get 10% off code for shop for parts, which is quite good. 10% is 10%, isn't it? But it was still 180 odd quid. It was the cheapest around. It was 220, 230, 240 in other places. But yeah, even though it was out of stock, it was much cheaper. So I had that. I showed you earlier on in this video the slave cylinder, which I've also already got. I mean, that probably cost me, I don't know, 35, 40 quid, something like that. So you're talking getting on for 250 quid. 230 quid, something like that. Hopefully, for the full sum of, you can hear me rustling it around here, for the princely sum of £2.16, a plumbing 8mm straight coupler. Now, someone showed me this, and it works. So basically what you do is you cut the pipes off on the old one. You cut the pipes off as close to the end as you can get them with an angle grinder. I'll use my little cutter. The pipes have got a little metal insert. He said, try and get it as close to the end as you can, then you've still got a bit of metal insert in there. You put the olives on, you do this up, and he said you don't even have to do it up majorly tight, because obviously it's plastic pipe. And he said it's fast, it's secure. He said it takes 15 minutes. If that works, then that is a brilliant way of doing it, because there's nothing wrong with the master cylinder, and there was nothing wrong with the slave cylinder. The only reason I was replacing them was because of the join. Because of that join is notoriously difficult to stop a leak. If it leaks, replacing it, you've got to replace one or the other, or if not both. If something else goes on, if your plunger goes, say, on your slave cylinder, slave cylinder, you can just replace that bit and leave that bit, which is what a lot of people do. They just take the little circlip out and leave it and just change the slave, the actual cylinder itself, not the pipework. But if you're going to change that pipework as well, using one of them, I didn't even know you could get these in 8mm. Obviously 15 and 22 millimeter for plumbing and what have you, but I didn't realise this. I don't even know what you would use those for. But yeah, that is going to save me an absolute fortune. So hopefully I'm going to try and do this tomorrow, and if it works, then if they haven't dispatched that other master cylinder to me, I shall cancel the order. And the other bit I'll just keep for future reference. So that is really good news. I am enthralled to use this. The bit that I did buy another bit off of eBay, which someone commented and said I've used that before and it lasted 3 days. That hasn't even come. Whether it's lost in the post, it's coming by Yodel, and yeah, it just hasn't come yet. So it says it's on its way, but it ain't come yet. But I'm using that. Definitely using that. So that will be on the next video. It won't be on this video, it'll be on the next video, because I need to get this video out for Wednesday. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we are. I just wanted to update you on this, so we'll crack on with this. We'll finish this off, and hopefully this will work, and the radio will hopefully work properly, and then we'll end this video and get this uploaded for Wednesday. So yeah, we'll be back in a bit. We'll get this done. So we're going to unbolt this from the car. I'm going to do it on time lapse. I don't know how long whether it will work or not, because my phone has just come up as being low power, so I don't know if it will switch itself off. It doesn't use up masses of power doing time lapse, but it might cut out. So if it does, I apologise for that. But yeah, we're going to see how to do this, and hopefully it will do the trick. So yeah, 13mm. I believe it's a 13mm socket. All the trim's obviously already down from when I did it the other day. Before we put it all back, we will test the radio and make sure that it is actually working. So yeah, let's get on time lapse. Let's do it. What I should have done is should have got the old one, the new one, out first. Then I would have seen that it's actually a 22mm. Yeah, it's actually a 22mm bolt. The newer ones are a 13mm, but as you can see there, that's got a 22. If I'd got that out, I would have seen that it was a 22mm, not a 13mm or 15 or whatever the old one is. Now, common mistake when people buy these is they take their old one out and it looks like that, and they get the new one and it looks like that. Reason being is because when you yank that out, it leaves that bit on the other end, so you need to remove that bit. Either remove it from here or remove it from the other bit. Common mistake, people have sent aerials back thinking it's the wrong one, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know why they separate like that, but they do. So I'm just going to get a pair of pliers and see if we can pull that other bit off, and then we can feed this one in. As I say, I'm going to put some silicone around it as well, and then hopefully it will do the job. Right, let's try it that way. Obviously you don't want to go pulling the wire out, so if we grip that out a bit, and then, oh, it's really awkward doing it under here as well, doesn't help. There we go, that's come off, yeah. Sort of pulled that bit off as well, but that doesn't matter. It just grips it together, it just pushes the two pieces together, that's all it is. Just that. Where are you? So then what we'll do is we'll grab the other one, we'll feed it through, put some silicone. First of all, I'm going to take you off here. I'm going to clean the hole up, clean that up, put some silicone on the top of it, just to seal the hole, and then we'll feed it through. Right. So now we've got to get this on, and then get this on. And then we hope that it seals. The problem with doing this is you could really do with having two people, because when you tighten it up, the thing turns, which you obviously don't want it to do ideally, especially when you've got silicone on it. But it is what it is, and you've got to do the best you can. Okay, it's all reconnected. As you can see there, RDS is working. The music quality is really, really good. Really good. I've obviously had to turn the music down. Yeah, see, RDS working now. And yeah, the sound is actually, and it says it there as well. Yeah, really good. Really, really pleased with it. And I think the next buyer will be pleased with it. Now we had some, let me just turn this ignition off for a second, and obviously that will go off. I obviously couldn't play you the music because it'll mess up me algorithms, but let me just turn it off and we'll close up on this video. And we'll just have a quick chat about some of the previous comments on the last one. So bear with. Okay, so yes, all working. The aerial, I had some problems with that aerial. I'll tell you for why. You know when I was pointing to the bits on the bonnet and said, if you got the wrong aerial, this is why, because this bit, they actually had the wrong connector on it. So if I took the old aerial, I could plug that into the new aerial. So it had the wrong, there was like a male and female rather than a male and male, if you see what I mean. So, sorry, on the end of the wire that comes from the stereo was a male, I think it was, and the one on the end of the aerial is a female. That's how it should be. But the one, I can't remember. Anyway, they were the wrong one. So what I had to do is cut off the one off of the old aerial, and then join it. Cut the wire off the one that's coming from the car, join it, and then it plugged into the new aerial. So I don't really understand why that is. Doesn't really make much sense. But it's all working absolutely fine. And the sound on this stereo, I'll tell you, the difference between this and the bog standard stereo is amazing. It's amazing. Really is good quality sound. Now there were some comments, surprisingly some comments that said the factory one looked better. I don't think it does. I think this looks much better. I know it's black and the dash is cream, and I guess I do agree that it would look better in a black dash, definitely. I have bought another one. I've bought another one complete with instructions, complete with the keys and the box and everything. So that'll be going in a pop at some point. But yeah, I think it looks really good. A couple of people said that they like the CDs. They didn't like not having CDs. One person even said about MP3 CDs. Bearing in mind this has got a USB socket on it, you can stick out your MP3s rather than filling your phone up with MP3s. You could fill up a USB stick with MP3s and just plug it in and it'll play. And obviously you can use the buttons to navigate around as well. So yeah, I agree to a degree, but you know, digital's the future. And bearing in mind, these normally young girls that buy these cars, they're not interested in CDs, are they? Probably they have CDs in the drives because it's got a CD player, and how else do they play? But most of them, of course, play from their phone. And with this, you know, your phone is your screen. Using Waze, you know, whatever is your preferred sat nav, it's fantastic. It's a really good system. So that's the end of this video. The clutch video will come next. Fingers crossed that joint works. I'm pretty certain it's going to work. I've seen it in action. It works. So providing I don't mess it up, it'll work. If I do mess it up, then I'll have to change it all. But I don't think I will. I think it's going to be absolutely fine and more solid than the original, because that original's not really fit for purpose. That shouldn't leak like that. I don't know why it leaks, and if it's just the metal goes all funny or what happens. I know it is open to the elements down there where it is, so maybe that's something to do with it. I don't know. But anyway, that's the end of this video. So this is your Wednesday video. As soon as that clutch is done, another quick clean of the car and it's done. So hopefully that'll all go according to plan. Yeah, that's it. So until the next one, as always, if you're not a subscriber, please hit the button up there. Subscribe to the channel. Please give us a dirty thumbs up. And that's silicon, by the way. Yeah, no, but thumbs ups really do help the channel. So just below where the video is, there's a little thumbs up button. Press that for me. And it really does help the algorithms, and it helps to get the video out there to other people. As regards, one more thing to say, which we'll come on to in the next video as well, is the earth wire for the reversing sensors. Now, down in the corner there, I've put a bucket. Now that bucket is for the tears of the people who were complaining about me using that bolt as an earth. Only joking. No, I take on board what you say. You know I do. So yeah, that's probably not the best place for an earth. And actually, a few people did suggest, and I never even gave it a thought. I don't know why I didn't give it a thought in the past. Is using the earth off of the back lights. Probably black. We'll have to figure out which one it is, but I will do that in the next video as well. I will replace that because it will be better to do it like that and not have that earth on show. Yeah. So yeah, but the bucket's down there for your tears. Good job. We've got a television or a computer or a phone or an iPad in between us. Otherwise, you'd be giving me a dig. Anyway, that's it. As I said, thanks for watching. As always, take care, stay safe, and we will see you next week.